the danger in the origin ancestral land killing each other. Compared to the numerous great Daos, there were far fewer origin realms. After passing hundreds of great Daos, he had only seen an origin realm once. The great Daos he had seen so far were mostly obscure ones, not commonly seen. Lin Moyu could generally recognize the common great Daos, but there were some obscure ones he didn't know. There were far too many great Daos. People say there are 3,000 great Daos, but in reality there are more than 30,000. However, the vast majority of great Daos were too obscure. Although they had evolved, no one cultivated them. For example, the cursed great Dao could be divided into many branches. The deadly poison great Dao also belonged to the cursed great Dao category, but the deadly poison great Dao could evolve into hundreds of branches. One origin great Dao could evolve into hundreds or thousands of branches. How many origin great Daos were there, and how many branches had evolved from them? It was simply innumerable. Lin Moyu had no intention of understanding all these great Daos. It was impossible to understand them all. However, where the danger in the origin ancestral land came from was still unknown. After walking for a long time, he finally saw another origin realm. This origin realm was located higher, at about 300 meters, and was larger than the previous one, indicating it was stronger and had a better foundation. Although all origin realms would eventually be placed in the boundary sea and cultivated from the first level, those with better foundations had higher upper limits and were more valuable. The origin realm floated in mid-air, evolving its world, as if advertising itself, afraid others wouldn't see it. The world it was evolving was an ice and snow world, looking extremely cold. Lin Moyu recognized the Great Dao connected to this origin realm. It was called the Ice Great Dao. The Ice Great Dao wasn't an origin Great Dao. It had evolved from the Water Great Dao. The Water Great Dao was an origin Great Dao, belonging to the Five Elements Great Dao category. By this reckoning, the Ice Great Dao was also a relatively powerful Great Dao. On the origin continent, many people cultivated the Ice Great Dao. Among those who had entered this time, there were several who cultivated the Ice Great Dao. The Ice Great Dao carried cold air, turning into ice and snow as it fell. Lin Moyu looked from afar, not at the Ice Great Dao itself, but inside it. Inside the Ice Great Dao, two people were fighting fiercely, both using lethal moves. At the bottom of the Ice Great Dao, a Dao venerable had already become a corpse, his body frozen in ice, forever remaining there. Lin Moyu pondered.
Could it be that the source of danger in the origin ancestral land is the cultivators themselves? Cultivators of the same great Dao kill each other to compete for the origin realm. If so, it makes sense.
Lin Moyu didn't completely confirm his guess. Although he had seen it with his own eyes, it might not be the whole picture. Perhaps this was just one source of danger. At least there was another layer of danger that would make people's memories chaotic. Moreover, the state of the two Dao venerables made Lin Moyu feel strange. The two in the Great Dao didn't have a big difference in cultivation. Normally, it would be difficult for them to fight to the death, and they would likely both be injured. But in the origin ancestral land, no one wanted to be easily injured. No one knew what they would face next. Yet these two were already fighting to the death, not caring about anything else. Would Dao venerables lose their rationality like this? Lin Moyu felt something was off. He watched quietly for a while but couldn't see anything unusual. Separated by a Great Dao, some things weren't clear. After thinking for a moment, Lin Moyu also stepped into the Great Dao. He had never comprehended the Ice Great Dao before, but it didn't matter. Amidst the ice and snow, his comprehension of the Ice Great Dao was rapidly increasing. He still wouldn't cultivate the Ice Great Dao. Now he was just using it as a stepping stone. He wanted to see clearly the state of the two people above. Lin Moyu gradually rose higher, quickly surpassing 100 meters. His gaze pierced through the wind and snow, finally seeing clearly the situation of the two people. Their eyes were cold, covered with a layer of mist, behind which was boiling, killing intent. The way they looked at each other was as if they were mortal enemies. If they didn't kill the other, they would die.
Indeed, something's wrong.
Lin Moyu's heart moved, confirming his guess. An invisible force had affected their rationality, making them view each other as mortal enemies, fighting to the death. Suddenly, both turned their heads to look at him, for fierce gazes fell on him, and both attacked at once. Lin Moyu realized that his appearance had made them see him as a common enemy. Both attacked together, coming to kill him. Both were at the 5th level of Dao Venerable Realm, neither strong nor weak. In the Ice Great Dao, their realms had increased by 1 level, able to exert the combat power of 6th level Dao Venerable Realm. But facing Lin Moyu, this was nothing. Lin Moyu knew clearly that if the two were in their right minds, they wouldn't attack him. But now, both had taken him as an enemy.
Then let's see what's going on.
Lin Moyu's heart moved, and he threw out 2 punches. Blood energy roared, and the power Great Dao carried vast force, sweeping out. With 2 bangs, the 2 Dao Venerables had no resistance and were instantly killed. As flesh and blood fell, Lin Moyu flicked out a ball of undying flame, falling with the flesh and blood, exploding. Including the corpse of the Dao Venerable who had died earlier, all were enveloped by the undying flame. Origin-level technique. Resurrect the dead. As flesh and blood regenerated and souls reassembled, Lin Moyu didn't pay attention to them, but continued to accept the Ice Great Dao, slowly rising to the height of the Origin Realm. He reached out and grabbed the Origin Realm. The Origin Realm felt icy cold in his hand, slightly heavier than the previous one, and a bit larger in size. There were no other differences. Putting away the Origin Realm, Lin Moyu severed his connection with the Ice Great Dao. His whole body fell heavily, landing hard on the ground. By now, the 3 Dao Venerables had been resurrected and were respectfully kneeling before him. Lin Moyu first had them leave the Ice Great Dao, then asked in a low voice,
"Tell me, what happened just now? You first sleep."
The Dao Venerable Lin Moyu had pointed to said in a low voice,
"What I saw earlier was a huge ice and snow monster, and I was locked up. If I didn't kill it, I couldn't get out."
Lin Moyu nodded and pointed to another.
"You tell me."
That person said in a low voice,
"I also saw an ice and snow monster."
The situations of the 3 were basically the same. After entering the Ice Great Dao, what they saw wasn't fellow Dao Venerable cultivators, but ice and snow monsters. Moreover, they were all
trapped
somewhere and couldn't leave unless they killed the ice and snow monsters. This was why they had fought so desperately. When Lin Moyu appeared, they saw an even more powerful monster, and they simultaneously realized that if they didn't kill this more powerful monster, they would both die. This feeling was strange, dominating their thoughts, making them attack Lin Moyu simultaneously. The other Dao Venerable who had been killed was in the same situation. Lin Moyu frowned slightly.
"Confusing the soul, creating illusions, influencing thoughts. It seems this Origin ancestral land is far more dangerous than it appears."
Suddenly, Lin Moyu looked up, his gaze piercing through myriad great Das, seeing in the deepest part of the void an enormous soul flame, slowly flickering there.